Come, walk with me. I am on a healing journey to find my true self. This walk could help you on your healing journey. I had an amazing family. I come from a family of strong matriarchs and patriarchs. My family lived off the land with hunting, fishing, trapping, and harvesting wild rice. I take pride in knowing that the 7 grandfather-grandmother teachings were instilled in me by my family. Bravery, honesty, humility, love, respect, truth, and wisdom. I experienced a different world. I was a sickly child, constantly in and out of the hospital for weeks at a time, with bouts of pneumonia and infections. The hospital was managed by the Catholic Church, and the nuns were the nurses. The nuns were cold, mean, and very strict on visiting hours. My very first memory of being away from my family was when I was a toddler. I was in a cold steel crib in a room by myself with no blanket, only a fitted sheet. I was sitting slouched over in my crib, looking down at my hands. And I remember my sobs and this empty feeling I had in my heart. Feeling so alone, wondering where my parents were. I was just a baby. Why did they leave me here? How come no one is comforting me? There's a mirror on the back wall by the door. We were monitored just by our reflection. That mirror was my only connection to the outside world. When someone would walk by in the hallway, I would stand up in my crib, excited and hoping it was my parents coming to see me. One time, my mom snuck in late at night. I spotted her reflection in the mirror. I reached out to her from my crib, desperate for her to comfort me, wanting her to take me away from here, wanting her to take me home where I belong. The fear of getting caught overwhelmed her, that she left the hospital and never snuck in again. I experienced 2 different worlds. My family as loving and nurturing, and this hospital that was cold and sterile. My mom is my biggest advocate. She is fierce. She knew the struggles my brothers and I would face being Indigenous, so she did her best to prepare us. She did the best to prepare us. She knew she couldn't always be there to protect us, so she raised us not to tolerate it. Now, the next generation, our children, her grandchildren, are learning from her. She is my hero. My hometown only went up to grade 8. We had to leave the safety net of our community to pursue an education. I was only 13 years old when I left home. I experienced hate, racism, discrimination, and dehumanization. I had 2 strikes against me. I am a woman and Indigenous. I had to be careful. After high school, I joined the military and went to university. I had to rewire my brain from the racism and dehumanization. A non-Indigenous soldier came up to talk to me, and I looked behind me to see if he was talking to someone else. I asked him, "Are you talking to me? You know I'm an Indian, right?" And the shocked look on his face. He said, "So?" I was treated like a human being. In university, I learned about the medicine wheel teachings on the 4 directions: the spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental, and to balance all 4 to be a complete whole person. I learned that the spiritual and emotional side of me was incomplete. I use these teachings to understand my healing journey. My spiritual journey started young. I am an Anglican. I went to church every Sunday and Bible camps in the summer. The teachings I learned are that you're going to hell if you miss church, lie, steal, drink, or do drugs. I was petrified of the devil and going to hell. When I had my daughter Rachel, I wanted to protect and shelter her from the fear I grew up with. Rachel told me one time, "Mom, I'm scared." I told her, "Pray to God for guidance and strength." She asked me, "What is pray?" This broke my heart. The power of prayer helped me get through some dark times, and I have deprived my own child of that power. I was protecting her from my hurts and pains that I had. For that, Rachel, I am truly sorry. I believed I was protecting you. I realized the importance of spirituality. Rachel and I started to explore our Indigenous culture together. We went to a sweat lodge, offered tobacco. I said my prayer. She said hers. Dear God, I want a Barbie. Not what I expected, but it was a cute start. My emotional journey was full of anger. I was angry at the church, the hospital, the racism, the dehumanization. I wasn't raised to be like this. I learned that anger held me back from healing. It is wasted energy, and I had to let it go. I moved out to Vancouver. Whenever I left my family after a visit, I found myself regressing back to the baby in the cold steel crib. I could not understand the emotional baggage and the abandonment issues I had when I had an amazing family and childhood. What is wrong with me? I was feeling broken, disconnected from my family and my roots. I was lost and at my lowest. I found myself down by the water, contemplating suicide. But I kept thinking of the love of my family and my grandson. I didn't want to miss watching him grow up. I found the strength to talk to my mom. I reached out for help. The cultural knowledge and traditional teachings I have learned has given me strength. I have a rock from my hometown that I smudge out of, my connection to my roots. The medicines I burn are picked by my daughter, my connection to my family. And I pray to my ancestors for guidance and strength. And I pray for you all that you too find the strong, powerful person within. I can look in a mirror at my reflection and see a strong Indigenous woman. Those two strikes against me are in fact my strengths. And when I hold my grandson Landon, he puts his head on my chest, over my heart. And that empty feeling is gone. I am complete. Don't be afraid to walk your healing journey, no matter how hard it is. Be patient and respect your journey. Reach out, talk to someone. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It is not a weakness. It makes you brave. Wisdom can come from many teachers. Broaden your knowledge. Find a mentor. Be open to accepting it. Most importantly, please be kind. You don't know what a person is going through. I read this quote. Don't tell someone to get over it. Help them get through it. Healing works by shining the light on this. We are strong, resilient people, and we will overcome our hurts and pains together. Thank you for walking with me. It is time to take our power back. It is time to walk together. Egusani, thank you.